So we've got Matt Bates with Movement Mortgage on with us today, and we're talking about how FHA, the Federal Housing Administration, is going to defer student loan monthly payments so that homes can be more affordable.
So FHA is a standard first-time homebuyer loan. It's a very popular loan for first-time homebuyers. Just because you're a first-time homebuyer doesn't mean you have to do an FHA loan. It's just given where first-time homebuyers naturally come from. Once you graduate college, you get your job, it's time to buy a house. That's a frequent conversation I'm having with a lot of people, especially in our age. We're coming into the point where a lot of our friends are buying houses and they're not sure what they're supposed to be doing in order to get prepared for that. And a lot of them have student loan debt. So because FHA is such a popular first-time homebuyer loan, it's got low down payment, it's got great interest rates. It's just with its popularity, oftentimes when we go to pre-approve somebody, we see the student loan debt. Now, to correct you quick, which is not a huge deal, but FHA is not deferring the loans. The student loan programs are deferring the student loans. And
about that.
Yeah. When we have a client that has gone through the deferment process for their student loans, basically that means that the student loans are giving them like a little breather before they start to make their monthly payments. So we as a mortgage company know that those payments will be coming up in the future, and we want to make sure that the buyer, once they start having to make those payments, can still make their mortgage payment on time. So for a long time, FHA counted, say if the balance was $10,000, they would collect 0.5% for a long time. So if the student loan was $10,000, they would we as a mortgage company would say, okay, you're not making a payment now, but when you start making your payment, it will be $50. So we're going to use that as the calculation to figure out what they call your debt to income ratio. When COVID hit, they bumped it up to 1%. So instead of hitting someone for $50 a month on a $10,000 student loan, we were hitting them for $100, taken away from how much they actually get pre-approved for. Most recently, FHA has decided to scale back down to 0.5%. Let's say it's a $200,000 student loan. Instead of $2,000, it's $1,000, which now opens the opportunity up to borrow more money to buy a better house. The point that we're trying to make is if you tried to get pre-approved for an FHA loan and your lender said your student loan debt was too high and they couldn't get you qualified for the amount that you needed in order to buy the house that you wanted, it's time to revisit your application because the guidelines have changed.
Does that also help Rhode Island housing buyers out too, I would imagine, because it is an FHA product?
Yeah, FHA, it's so Rhode Island Housing has most of the time their first-time homebuyer loans are FHA loans, but they also do conventional loans. And they cover the down payment for conventional loans as well as a first-time home buyer. It's just more often than not, the FHA pans out to be the more favorable loan option when it comes down to the math. Certain circumstances, conventional works just as good. But if you're doing a first-time home buyer, FHA loan with Rhode Island Housing, they will be following the same FHA guidelines.